Chapter 4. We went through the lion's mouth. We slid right through his body. We were free! A second later, we were zooming up and away from the Bronx Zoo. Where are we going now? Spencer called. You will see, I said. The amusement park at Coney Island in Brooklyn was as dark and deserted as the zoo. The humps of roller coaster hills looked like dinosaur skeletons. It was cool, in a very weird way. Spencer wanted to go on the roller coaster right away. Of course, the cars weren't running, so we decided to go on it without the cars. Going down the hills head first was really fun, but unless you're out of your body, I don't suggest you try it. Our next stop was the Statue of Liberty. I've always wanted to go to the very top, but I never felt like standing in line or climbing up all those stairs. Spencer and I flew to the top of the torch. It was an awesome view. Then I got an idea. I flew right under the Statue of Liberty's nose. Guess what I am? I yelled to Spencer. I give up. An astral booger. After that, we headed up to again on Broadway near Times Square. We saw a long line stretching around the block. Terminator 3000 had just opened. None of our parents wanted us to see it. About 1 million people get killed in all kinds of horrible ways. Now's our chance, said Spencer. So down we flew. We went right through all the people in line. And of course, we didn't have to pay. The popcorn smelled great. I went over to help myself to a bag. But then it hit me. I couldn't eat any. Bummer. Spencer was looking at a bunch of video games in the lobby. There were lots of cool ones, but every time we tried to hold on to the controls, our astral hands just slipped right through them. So we waited for the movie to begin. Usually I get stuck behind some guy who's about 7 feet tall. This time, no problem. Spencer and I had a perfect view from up near the ceiling. The trouble was, the movie was way scarier than we thought it would be. I looked at Spencer. He looked at me. I think we ought to go back home now, I said. Why? Said Spencer. Because, I said, I need my sleep. If I don't get home and get some sleep, I'm going to be a mess tomorrow. You are home asleep, said Spencer. At least your body is. The rest of you can stay out as late as you like. I will think we ought to go home, I said. Okay, said Spencer. Little did I know the scariest part of our adventure was waiting for us there. Chapter 5. By the time we got back to my dad's apartment and slid through the wall into my room, it was really late. I wanted to go to bed, even though I didn't have to. Weird, huh? Okay, Spencer, I said. How do we get back into our bodies? There are several ways to do that, he said. Which one should we use? Probably the one the book says. And what does the book say? Well, let's see here. He floated over to the book, which was beside his body on the top bunk. Well, I said, there seems to be a little problem, he said. What kind of a little problem? The book is opened to page 13, he said. That's the page for getting out of our bodies. The directions for getting back in are on the next page. On page 14. Well, turn the page. Spencer looked at me. Oh no, I said. I smacked my astral forehead with my astral hand. You can't turn the page. I could if I were in my body, he said. If you were in your body, you wouldn't have to, I said. Right. What do we do if we can't get back into our bodies? I said. Spencer shrugged nervously. That spooked me. Spencer always knows the answer to any question, but not this time. Maybe Dad can help us, I said. I swam through my bedroom door and floated into Dad's bedroom. Spencer followed me. Dad was fast asleep. One leg was hanging down off the bed. His eyes were closed. His mouth was open, and he was kind of drooling onto his pillow. Dad, I yelled, wake up! He went on sleeping. I floated down to his head. I put my lips right up to his ear. Dad, wake up! We're in trouble! Dad is a very sound sleeper. He didn't move an inch. Spencer, I said, Dad is not waking up. I can see that, said Spencer. He was floating right beside me. He thought for a moment. Then he said, what if we go to Mrs. Corman-Levin's house? What good would that do? I asked. Mrs. Corman-Levin is our science and homeroom teacher. She's also kind of weird. She keeps a pig's brain in a jar on her desk. She wears work boots, even for dressy parties. And on weekends, she does autopsies at the morgue. That means she cuts up dead bodies to see what they died of. She knows about lots of weird stuff, said Spencer. Maybe she can help, and I happen to know she stays up till dawn. I didn't have a better idea, so I said, why not? Spencer knew the way to Mrs. Corman-Levin's house. He got extra credit one vacation for catching live insects to feed to her huge Venus flytrap. He led the way across the town to her apartment. Mrs. Corman-Levin's apartment was very cool. It looked like a rainforest. It had a huge palm tree and lots of tropical plants and hanging vines and stuff like that. It even had a little waterfall, and of course the Venus flytrap. We found Mrs. Corman-Levin's room. She was in bed, fast asleep, with her work boots on. Spencer, I thought you said she stays up till dawn, I said. It isn't done yet. Then I was wrong, said Spencer. Or else she's still up, said another voice. The voice had come from above. We looked up. Mrs. Carmen Levin was sitting cross-legged near the ceiling.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
We went through the lion's mouth. We slid right through
his body. We were free.
A second
later, we were zooming up and away from the Bronx Zoo.
Where are we going
now?
Spencer called.
You will see, I said.
The amusement park at Coney Island in Brooklyn was as dark and
deserted as the zoo.
Also,
the roller coaster hills looked like dinosaur skeletons.
It
was cool in a very weird way.
Spencer wanted to go on the roller coaster
right away. Of course, the cars weren't running, so we decided to go on it without the cars.
Going down the
hills at first were really fun, but unless you're out of your body, I don't suggest you try it.
Our next stop was the Statue of Liberty. I always wanted to go to the very top,
but I never felt like standing in line or climbing up all the stairs.
Spencer and I flew to the top of the torch.
It was an awesome view.
Then I got an idea. I flew right under the Statue of Liberty's
nose.
Guess what
I am?
I yelled to
Spencer.
I
give up.
An astral booger. After that, we headed uptown again. On Broadway near Times Square, we saw a long line stretching around
the block.
Terminator 3000
had just opened.
None of our parents wanted us
to see it.
About a million people get killed
in all kinds of horrible ways.
Now's our chance, said Spencer. So down we flew. We went right through all the people in line.
And of course, we didn't have to pay.
The popcorn
smelled great.
I went over to help myself
to a bag.
But then it hit me.
I couldn't eat any. Bummer.
Spencer was looking at a bunch of video games in the lobby.
There were lots of cool ones, but every time we tried to hold on to the controls, our astral hands just slipped right through them.
So we waited for the movie to begin.
Usually, I get stuck behind some guy who's about 7 feet tall. This time, no problem.
Spencer and
I had the perfect view from up near the ceiling.
The trouble was,
the movie was way scarier than we thought it would be.
I looked at Spencer.
He looked at me.
I think we ought to go back home now. I said.
Why?
said Spencer. Because, I said. I need my sleep.
If I don't get home and get some sleep, I'm going to be a mess tomorrow.
You are
home asleep,
said Spencer.
At least your body is. The rest of you can stay out as late as you like.
I still think we ought to go home, I said. Okay, said Spencer. Little did I know the scariest part of our adventure was waiting for us there. Chapter 5. By the time we got back to my dad's apartment and slid through the wall into my room, it was really late. I wanted to go to bed, even though I didn't have to. Weird, huh? Okay, Spencer, I said. How do we get back into our bodies? There are several ways to do that,
he said.
Which one should we use?
Probably the one the book says.
And what does
the book say?
Well,
let's see here.
He
floated over to the book, which was beside his body on the top bunk.
Well,
I
said, There seems to be a little problem, he said.
What kind of a little problem?
The book is open to page 13, he said. That's the page for getting out of our bodies. The directions for getting back in are on the next page, on page 14. Well, turn the page.
Spencer
looked at me.
Oh
no, I said. I smacked my astral forehead with my astral hand.
You can't turn the
page.
I could if I were in my body, he said.
If you were in your body, you wouldn't have to.
I said.
Right.
What do we do if we can't
back into our bodies?
I said.
Spencer shrugged nervously.
That
spooked me.
Spencer
always knows the answer to any questions, but not this time.
Maybe
Dad can help us, I said. I swam through my bedroom door and floated into Dad's bedroom. Spencer followed me. Dad was fast asleep. One leg was hanging down off the bed. His eyes were closed.
His mouth was
open.
And he was kind of drooling
onto his pillow.
Dad!
I yelled. Wake up!
He went on
sleeping.
I floated
down to his head.
I put my lips
right up to his ear.
Dad!
Wake up! We're in trouble!
Dad is a
very sound sleeper. He didn't move an inch.
Spencer,
I
said, Dad is not
waking up.
I can see
that,
said Spencer. He was
floating right beside me.
He thought
for a moment.
Then he said,
What if we go to Mrs. Coleman Levin's house?
What good would
that do?
I asked.
Mrs. Coleman Levin is our science and homeroom teacher. She's also kind of weird.
She
keeps a pig's brain in a jar on her desk.
She
wears work boots, even for dressy parties.
And on weekends,
she does autopsies at the morgue.
That means she cuts up dead bodies
to see what they died of.
She knows
about lots of weird stuff,
said Spencer. Maybe she
can help.
And I happen to know she stays up till dawn. I didn't have a better idea. So I said, why not? Spencer knew the way to Mrs. Coleman Levin's house.
He got extra credit one vacation for catching
live
insects to feed her huge
He led the way across town to her apartment.
Mrs. Coleman Levin's apartment was very cool.
It looked
like a rainforest. It had a huge palm tree and lots of tropical plants and hanging vines and stuff like that.
It even had a little waterfall.
And of course,
the Venus flytrap.
We found Mrs. Coleman Levin's room. She was in bed, fast asleep, with her work boots on.
Spencer,
I thought you said she stayed up till dawn.
I said, It isn't dawn
yet.
Then I was wrong.
Spencer.
Or else she's
still up,
said
another voice.
The voice had
come from above. We looked up.
Mrs.
Coleman Levin was sitting cross-legged near the ceiling.